into the island, and as you see, it is even rougher the water today than it was yesterday. And they're having to walk the Zodiacs out past the breakers the best they can. We did use a safety boat today and have one in the water at all times, just laying just this side of the breakers to help out in case need be. Chuck is the pilot there, and the guy handing down the stuff is the 74-year-old Dave Woodside. Notice they're loading on the side of the boat to get further to Howland Island, and so we set sail for Howland, about 4 to 6 hours away under these seas. Here we are at Howland Island, approaching Howland Island. Those that's been there before remember the airplane wreck that's on the beach. I think that was there in '93 when the other group, last group before us, went. And their seas here are much calmer. There's almost there. The Observer 2 was there, and they had some fuel problems. And their captain asked permission, came aboard, and Captain Bill Austin got them straightened out. And they also wanted some navigational assistance, and Bill helped them out. So we was quite surprised to see guests, and I suppose that we took. And this is a shot of it. Here is a little panoramic view. That tree right there is the only tree on the island. This coconut tree washed up there and took root. That was our 2 fuel containers. There was 120 gallons of diesel fuel in that white container and 50 gallons of gas in the barrel. We'll pan around here. This is the, as you can see, the surface is pretty moderate. This is the airplane up here that I've read about and people have made reference to, and I think Randy left some rebar or something in the wing the last time he was there. Randy is rusted away, by the way. And a panoramic view, the island is very flat. It's about 2 foot of greenery on it, except for one little area, and there are some bushes about 8 feet high, and they call them trees, but they're really not. We did not take any pictures landing. This is after we in and got a little bit set up because it took us 7 hours to offload. It took us 2.5 more hours to ferry the equipment up on the to the operating site, and then we concentrated on getting the tents up for shade. We had to hold up some for the heat and the shade, and then get back out and start erecting the antennas. The first thing we put up was a 20-meter antenna, which was a tri-bander you've seen. This is an 80-meter force 12 160 vertical that we put up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then once it wore out, we just could not make the band opening the first day. We collapsed. We worked very diligently to get Harold on K4AU stroke WH1, and he opened up operations about 3 hours after we moved the equipment up on the from the beach up to the operating area. This is 80 and 160 operating tent. This is a 20-meter operating tent. You see an assortment of foot lockers that's got, we had a manifest that was put together with everything labeled that told us where it was so we could find it at night for equipment repairs and so forth. Another shot of the midway here. Boy, it looks real tranquil out there right now. But the last 5 days hadn't been. At one time, everybody on the boat was sick, I believe, except for 2 people. We see Joe bringing up another foot locker or something, maybe some MREs to eat. Looks like Harold and Mark may have their lunch or something. Pat and myself are continuing to work on the antennas. We got 20 meter on the first day. First evening, Harold operated all night. Then during the night, we got the 80 meter antenna up. And then the very first thing the next morning, we started to work on this vertical right here and got it going. That's Joe's vertical. This is a Force 12 work band beam that myself and Pat is working on. And Mark is, I think that's Mark Kennedy back there, KH4IST, in that center tent. That's Pat in the red shorts. And Pat Gruen from Honolulu. Notice the wide brim hats. Chemo picked those out for us and shipped them, and they fit perfect, and boy, did they ever save the day. This is very early in the morning. You can tell by the long shadows there from looking around. And we had to work quick in the mornings and get out of the sun. You just could not stay out there in midday to 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was just impossible. Temperature got up, low was 85 every night. The temperature would get up to about 120, 25 in the daytime. Inside the operating tents we measured 135, 136 degrees. It was just tremendously hot, even though it was a breeze blowing. But when you went inside the tents to operate, this is early in the morning and only about 2 hours after sunrise, and it's already 100. Temperature rose very, very quick. We watched the sun come up out of the ocean. We watched it go down the ocean. There was no sun. There was no gray line. I mean, it was light and dark. It was the middle of March almost when we were here, and almost equinox, and the sun being directly overhead, there was virtually no gray line. But what there was, we didn't need any kind of program to show us. We could just look either to the east or west and see what gray line there was. So beautiful sunrise, sunset, and excellent picture of gray line, and real unique to watch out the tent while you're trying to work something on 80 and 160 during that time. Very, very sideband, or one of the other high frequency sidebands. Hello, Mark. That Mark, he's a real character. He's a great operator. Pat and Mac still struggling with this Force 12 antenna. It's hot out here, gentlemen. This is the first night that was able, or dark hours, that was able to operate 80 and 160. I think we're on 160 at this particular time, and had a pretty good J pile up. Occasionally a West Coast, we could copy a West Coast station or East Coast station, but at this particular time, not many West Coast stations coming through. But I was experiencing some extreme troubles with the amplifier. The changeover relay was sticking and wouldn't fall out, and I'd have to see, I'm pushing the button now to exercise it to make it fall out. And the amplifier's sitting down in the floor, and we didn't want to stop at this particular time. We had a good run going. I almost turned the amplifier off and tried it barefoot. But it was very frustrating the first night. The next day I tore the amplifier apart and fixed it, and the subsequent nights that we were on, it was operated flawlessly. After 43 hours of hard labor and DXing, you can see that even the best of DXers have an opportunity to work a few in their dreams. As the old saying goes, we may doze, but we don't ever close.